Alright, so I'm trying a new stove I got from a friend on the last camping trip I went on. This is supposedly our ultralight stove, and it was very ultralight. And you can see that I've already added some fluid in there. It has an inner and an outer chamber, and it has these little holes around the top here. He had tried to add more holes to make it burn a little more efficient. In the process, he didn't feel like it burned more efficient, so he took them back out. I'm not sure if I should use it like this. Seems like it might be a little smothering of the flame, or if I should put a pot stand on it. I think I'm going to start off with the pot stand and see how it goes. Of course, the top will not be covered, and then I'm going to switch and try the other way. And I'm going to make a little coffee in my Heineken percolator. We'll see how this goes. I'll let you know. We'll get some video of it. Gotta let my dog out. Alright, so I just added 3 teaspoons of coffee to my percolator cup made from a wedding tin. There's the top of the wedding tin, and there is the top of another wedding tin, flipped upside down, and the two of them are bolted together with the inside of a coffee percolator replacement knob here that holds the whole thing together. So we'll put this together first. Place that in the cup in the Heineken pot. Perfect fit. Look at that. And then I think what we said, I think we're going to try and go without the other part first, and then we'll put this on here. I need to get a match. Be right back. Alright, let's get this lit up here. It's burning on the outside. I don't know how it will burn on the inside. If I have to prime it or what. Never used this one before. It's, like I said, this is a stove exchange we had between our hammock group. Ooh, that looks like it's going fast. Holy cow. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pot on, since it took off so fast, and get it going. We'll get a rough time on it. That was 7:08. We'll see if it can boil. I have the water to about the bottom of this lip on the Heineken here, which is probably about the same location as the bottom of my percolator, so I may have it too much water in there. I may have to take a little of that out in the next round if it doesn't work the first round here. Seems like it holds a pretty steady flame. I'm not sure how the fuel on the inside versus the fuel on the outside makes a difference if you cover the top it like this. And maybe it needs a flat pot for it to work. He purchased this off the internet, and the guy's name actually is on the bottom, but I can't read it, so I don't know where he got this stove from. If anybody's interested, I could probably find out where he got it from. As I mentioned, we had a stove exchange, and I gave everybody threw a stove into a pile at the hammock forum camp that we were on, and we had a little contest, kind of really cool. Disco from Hammock Farms put it all together. We did a trivia. Whoever got the answer correct got to grab a stove first, and I don't know, I may have came in second to last, I don't know, but I got a cool stove nonetheless. They were all pretty cool, so I'm pretty psyched about this ultralight stove. I've been doing a lot of heavy stoves, so it'd be nice to try some ultralight stoves and see where we go with them. So we'll see if this gets to percolate in a little bit here. We're at 2 minutes. Looks like at this point the bottom flames have actually, for the most part, gone out, and now we're surviving off of the jets from the inner stove. There's still a little flickering from the bottom, but mostly from the jets, and those are rolling around my can pretty good. So this might be for a little bit larger flat bottom possibly stove. Yeah, there it just died down a whole lot. That means the bottom tray is empty, and we are simply surviving on the inner fluid now and the jets. And that's actually got a pretty good flame around this kind of can here. So don't know how long this can maintain, but we're at about 3 minutes, and that's when it came to this type of boil. It might have lasted a little bit longer, but I was picking the pot up and down a couple times to get it level, and in the process was burning a lot more fuel. So I'll have to do a second test for a fuel burn. We'll see if it'll get this to a percolation. And the wind really affects it, so the slightest wind would have to, this would have to have, definitely have a windscreen outside. Okay, I've got a little bit of rumbling going on, and we are at, let's see, about 5 minutes here tops, I think. We just started rumbling a little bit. We have no percolation yet, but we'll see where it goes here. Now I know the bottom of this lip here is about, or the top of the lip, I can't remember, is about 2 cups, so I'm just below that. I'm probably about 1.5 cups in here right now. So that's pretty good time to get a boil going, is, although I don't know that it's boiling yet, it's just a rumbling noise. And I'm really kind of looking for a percolation here, is what I'm looking for. Alright, right as I turn the light on, I think we hit the 6-minute mark. We started to percolate a little bit. There it goes. Now, I've had some issues with this canister boiling over when I use it, and I've put some new holes in the top here to let some excess steam out. There are 3 holes around the top. And I added some holes into the bottom percolator tray to keep it from forcing too much liquid up at one time. So we'll see if that helps it. Keeps it from spilling over the edge. Well, I like my coffee a little on the dark side, so I'm going to let this go for about 6 minutes if the fuel holds out, and get myself 6 minutes of percolation so that I have a nice dark cup of coffee if possible. And I'm just going to keep an eye on it and see if it spills over at any point or boils over the edge. It seems to have a really steady boil with this stove. I really like the way it works, so I'll keep you informed, but I'm just going to let it boil or percolate for 6 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes of percolating, and I hate to say it, but it looks like we're going to lose our flame before we hit the 6 minutes, although we're still percolating. And it may be just enough to get my 6 minutes for me here. Still got a little percolation going on, not much. And I think our flame has just died out actually. Very small flame underneath there. Minute, barely see it myself. And I think that's it. And believe it or not, it hasn't hit 6 minutes of percolation yet. But that was pretty doggone close. I think I'll be happy with that. It's 6 minutes now, so that was about as close as. And I mentioned I wasted some fuel in the beginning there when I was lifting up and down the can and goofing around with it. But I think that's a pretty perfect stove for the situation here of percolating a little coffee. Now what I like to do after I percolate this coffee is, because I don't have any wrap on this and it gets really hot, and this is the only place I can really grab it, and obviously you can't drink it if you're grabbing it by that, I like to take the pot cozy that I've created and place it in here. But with my pot cozy, excuse me, this is a little awkward, sorry. With my pot cozy, I always bring my emergency lid along, just in case I'm going to boil water instead of make coffee. I can't just throw it in there right away because, as you all know, this aluminum tape, if it gets too hot, it starts to break down a little bit. So I'm going to let that cool off just for a split second here until it's not so hot. And then I'll slide it inside my cozy just a little bit here. Slap my lid on top of there, take the percolator out, and I can just drink it right out of the pot then. I just like to get it down a little bit so it's not so hot. And then I just pick it up and drop her in. And it's a tight fit, so I have to actually get above it a little bit and push down so I'm not tipping it over. I really need to make a new one of these. This one I think is shrunk over time. We'll go ahead and try and take this out without burning my fingers. I need a place to place it here. It does drip after you take it out. Ooh, and that glass is still hot. And just give it a little tilt, let as much as I can get back out of there. So I didn't quite make as much as I thought I did. I had a little less water than I thought. And I'll just pop that on there and drink away. But that keeps it pretty warm. It stays, I bet I could get an hour out of it. And if I'm not drinking, I just place that on top like that. Let it sit while I'm not drinking, or if I'm doing something else, and then pop that back off. And that'll stay warm for, you know, an hour. I like my coffee pretty hot, so anything longer than that, it wouldn't taste very good. Now I am going to pour it into a glass so you guys can see how 6 minutes of percolation turned out. Be right back. I'm going to grab a glass. Alright, I've got my glass here. Let's go ahead and pour that in the glass just to see how dark it got. I generally wouldn't do this, obviously, because I'm not drinking out of a glass, but oh yeah, that was plenty of percolation there. Nice dark cup of coffee. That looks delicious. Alright, I guess taste will tell, so I'm not going to drink it out of a glass. I'll burn my fingers drinking out of a glass. Pour it back in my pot. Put my sippy lid back on there. This is actually made from the bottom of a, I believe, a cashew's canister. Just cut it off and drilled 2 little holes in it. And if you push too hard, it just falls in. Which is nice because I can just store it in there. But when you're drinking, you gotta be careful. This also helps you from burning your lips a little bit. That along with the silicone lip guard here, because that aluminum can stay pretty hot. So I pulled them both up to the top there, and then I just got the little bit of aluminum rim right there. And as long as I don't push down, I keep my lips from getting burnt. And that's it. Show you that stove one more time before I end the video here. Looks like the top of a screw-on can cut off and then just glued or JB welded, it looks like, maybe down into the base of a V8 can. And here's the gentleman's name. I can't make it out. Maybe you can. Maybe he'll catch this video and he'll tell us who he is. I just want to show you after drinking the coffee. There's the grounds that actually got through the percolator. Not very much grounds to worry about there. Good cup of coffee. Very good. Alright, I'm out.